Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we discussed about the cooperative society. In that we saw the advantages and limitations of cooperative society. Now let's begin with a new point, that is joint stock company. Joint stock company is also like one of the form of business organization. So what is joint stock company? Why joint stock company is required? So you all know that now after industrial revolution, the demand of products increased day by day. So as demand is increased, large scale production is also required. So for that, the sole proprietorship form of organization and the partnership is not suitable for the large scale production because of certain limitations, such as limitations of capital, limitation of short life, etc. So these are the main limitations of sole proprietorship and partnership, because they cannot be engaged in the large scale production. So as a solution to the problem of large need of capital for large scale activities, along with the security of capital, distribution of liability and risk, efficient management, new form of business organization emerge in the form of joint stock company. So we shall identify in short as a company. So the trade and industry got rapid momentum due to the development of company form. Hence the company is known as the engine of economic growth, and according to the Companies Act 1956 was in force for the regulation on companies in India. And now the Companies Act 2013 was also introduced from the 1st of April 2014. So to facilitate the large scale production, large scale production, joint stock company was introduced. Now let's look at the meaning and definition of company. So company is an artificial person coming into the existence by law. So just remember that company is an artificial person which comes into existence only by law with common goals. Company is an artificial, invisible and intangible person in the eyes of law. As per the Companies Act 2013, company means one line is not given here, so I don't know what was the definition, but like one line is missing here. So let's company, just remember that company is an artificial person coming into existence by law with a common goals. So company is registered under the Companies Act. So definition makes it clear that concept of that the company is created by the law. So company is an artificial person coming into existence by law with a common goals. Now let's look at the characteristics of company. First one is legal personality. That means company gets a separate legal personality with its registration. Company can sue in its own name, can enter into contract and can be sued against the company. That means that company gets a separate legal entity. If company whenever company gets registered, company gets the separate legal personality. That means that company and the members working in the company both are different. So company is a separate legal entity, and a company can be sued in its own name and can enter into the contract and can be sued against the company. That means they can file a case in the court. Sued means they can file a case in the court. So first characteristic is legal personality. Company is a separate legal entity. Second characteristic is perpetual existence. That means company has separate legal entity by law. It is not affected by the circumstances like death, insolvency of the members. A company can be brought to an end only through liquidation procedure. So company is a company has a perpetual existence means like the death, insolvency of any member of the company does not affect the company. So company has a separate legal entity, and company can brought to an end only in the condition of liquidation procedure. Death, insolvency of any member of the company does not affect the existence of the company. That's why company has a perpetual existence. Then third one is division of capital in small fraction. That means the capital of company is divided into small parts. Each part is called share. A company can raise capital funds on large scale through issue of shares. The purchaser of the share is called the shareholders of the company. So the capital of the company is divided into small parts, and that each part is called share. You all know that share price in the market increases or decreases. Word you have might be heard in this stock. Share word comes in the stock market. So each company can raise its fund large funds through public and through shares, and the purchaser of the share, whoever purchased the share of that company, is called the shareholder of the company. Then fourth is easy transfer of share. Shareholders can sell and purchase the share of the company subject to the provisions of the company and the law. Transfer of share is an important characteristic of company. So there is transfer of share in company form of organization can be easily done. So there is one characteristic is easy transfer of share in the company. Then fifth one is common seal. That means the seal is affixed on the contracts, share certificates, documents, and the day-to-day transactions of the company to express the consent of the company. Common seal means the case in the court. So the seal is affixed on the basis of contracts, share certificates, documents, and the day-to-day transactions of the company to express the consent of the company. Then sixth one is management. As the company is an artificial person, the board of directors manages the company subject to the memorandum of association and articles of association. That means memorandum of association and article of association is a document on which the rules and regulations of the company are written down. So management is done according to the memorandum of association, rules mentioned in the memorandum of association and articles of association. These are the two documents, separate documents. The shareholders elect their representatives among themselves, who is called director. So as a group, directors are known as a board of directors who manages the company. Thus ownership and management are separate. Like the shareholders are the one who purchase the shares of that company. So there are many shareholders, many people purchase the share of that company, so they are known as shareholder of their company. So shareholders elect the representative for the director position. So the one who is elected is known as board of directors, and the board of directors manages the company, and thus the ownership and management both are separate. Then seventh one is status of member. That means neither a member can enter into contract on behalf of the company, nor can a company be liable for the act of the members. So as the management and ownership are the separate, and also the company has a separate legal entity, but a member can enter into the contract with the company. Then eighth one is number of members. So minimum number of members in private company is 2, and maximum numbers of member is 200. So minimum number of member is 7, while there is no restriction to the maximum number of members in a public company. So the maximum number of members in a public company there are no restrictions. There are as many as people can become the member of the public company. But yes, for the private company there is a restriction. But for public company there is no restrictions. The ninth characteristic is liability of members. So the liability of members may be limited or unlimited. Liability of the members is limited to the share held by them in the case of company limited by share. Companies with unlimited liability are rarely seen in reality. Liability of the members is limited or unlimited is stated in the Memorandum of Association. So Memorandum of Association is a document on which everything is written. Everything means rules and regulations, how much share public is purchased, everything with the liability of members, what is the liability of members, whether it is unlimited, limited, everything is mentioned in the Memorandum of Association. And Memorandum of Association and Article of Association, both are the documents which is required in the company form of organization. So the liability of members of the company is limited to the share purchased by them. Then 10th one is fundamental rights. A company gets a separate legal entity by law, but company is not a citizen of the country. Hence, company has no fundamental right as enjoyed by the citizen. So company gets a separate legal entity, but the company is not a citizen of the country. That's why company does not have any fundamental rights enjoyed by the citizens. Then last characteristic is voting rights per share. Members of the company can cast vote on the basis of the number of shares they hold. Easy transfer of share and voting per share are special characteristics of company. So any members of the company can vote on the basis of the number of shares held by them, and that share can easily be transferred and can vote as many times as per the number of the share they hold. They can vote as many times. So the transfer of shares and voting per share are one of the special characteristics of the company. So these were the following characteristics of the company. So now we are going to stop here. In the next video we would be continuing with the advantages and disadvantages of company. And if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.